guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to yet another career mode video. As I'm sure you've all been able to tell, today we are taking career mode all the way to the end, to 15 seasons into the future, and we are going to take a look. This is the end of FIFA 20 career mode. As is the case with the last, I don't know how many career modes now, you only get 15 seasons as a manager, or 7 seasons really as a player and then a manager, however that works. You can only go 15 years deep into the future. Which means in FIFA 20, as you can see, the year 2034, that is as far as you can take it. Me personally, I would love one day when career mode hopefully, eventually, gets the treatment it deserves and EA see the potential of the mode, that maybe they'll look to extend that, and you can almost have a bit of a football manager-like situational scenario where you can just go on and on and on and on. I would love to see that one day. Hell, even in NBA 2K, which yes, I happen to be repping an NBA 2K shirt in a FIFA 20 video, don't question it. But even there, like GM mode, there, whatever, you can go 80 years, and only in career mode you get 15. It's like nothing. So yeah, but regardless, 2034, that is still that's pretty much a player's entire career, you know. We're going through not just a new generation of footballers, but probably seeing the start of a brand new generation as well. I figured how I'm going to start this one off is, yes, I've just been simming and simming and simming all the way to, 2034. We're now with, Derby County. It's don't really need to bother about the team I'm actually with. I wanted to look at all the leagues, I wanted to look at individual teams, see who the highest rated players are, see players that at the beginning of career mode are actual real life players who is actually still playing and still at a somewhat high level, and maybe if we can pick out some of the players that have retired. Like, there'll be blokes that are 22, 23 years of age right now in real life that have pretty much retired now as a result of that. I mean, fair enough, they'll be 37, 38 years of age. Looking at tables in the Premier League, we see Arsenal have won the Premier League, Liverpool second, Spurs third, Man United fourth, Southampton, Chelsea, some teams you'd expect to be up there, obviously a lot of the bigger clubs. Man City is missing, Southampton getting up there, Bournemouth and bloody Brentford. That's interesting. Any other big names like Everton and West Ham mid-table, Leeds are up in there finally. Man City are nowhere to be seen. Have they been relegated? Have they actually been? No, they haven't, but they are now. They've finished in 20th place with 4 wins from 38 games. That is extraordinary. I can't believe the all money's probably been pulled out or something. I don't know. But they finished with 18 points for the season. That is insane. I'm going to have a look at the championship to see if there are any other big name sort of like teams that were relegated or in the championship, like Norwich, a Premier League team right now in there, but that's not too out of the ordinary. I guess you got some others like, here you go, Newcastle United being in the championship, Sheffield in the championship as well, so Brighton as well. All teams you can maybe kind of expect in the future to end up in championship sort of territory potentially. Like teams that honestly, if they were to get relegated this season, you wouldn't question. But the big thing is Man City going to be in the championship in the season after this, if there fucking was one in career mode. Looking in France, no surprises. Still 15 years later, PSG dominating and winning League One. Lyon, Lille, you've got Monaco, Marseille, and just a bunch of others. Like all the teams you'd expect to be in there, no massive surprises. It appears to be the same, somewhat for the Bundesliga. We finally see Bayern Munich not win it, and it's RB Leipzig instead, who nearly went undefeated, just lost 1 game, unfortunately for them. Dortmund in third, Leverkusen fourth, Hoffenheim, you got Wolfsburg and plenty of others, Schalke. All the big teams still up there. No teams, massive teams, been relegated from the looks of things anyway. In Serie A, we see Juventus or Piemonte Calcio in third place. Lazio, Inter, Milan, Roma. Where's Napoli? Napoli's gone a fair way down. Napoli's up in, they're down, should I say, in bloody 12th. But all the somewhat bigger teams, Fiorentina, that was another one. They're surviving, but only just. There's one team in there that only managed 1 win for the season. That's bloody very poor. But there you go. Inter Milan winning Serie A. And in La Liga, it's still the big 2 teams, really, that are up in there. We've got Barcelona and Real Madrid first and second. Barca first, Real Madrid second. Valencia. You've got Atletico Madrid. Sevilla aren't really in there, but you've got Real Sociedad and a few other somewhat decent teams. Where is Sevilla? They're probably the big out. They're in 11th place. Not great, but not awful. All the teams, once again, no massive teams that have been relegated. It just appears so far to be Man City. that at our current state and time, it would be inconceivable to see them go down. Yet, impossibly, it somehow happened. I want to take a look and see what a relegated Manchester City team actually does look like. It's going to be completely full of regen players that we won't have exact information for, but there will be some real life players, like we got Arp in here, 34, who's dropped to a 79. It's full of Indian players that are in their 30s and less than 60 overall. God forbid, what the hell happened? 64 rated. I'm sure some of these guys are going to be okay. Andy Daka, centre back with 83 overall at only 19 years of age. He looks alright, but Doku, Lorenzo Gonzalez, who is an actual Man City player, he's stuck it out the whole time. But these overalls are not that impressive. Some players that look quite good, but nah, just nothing. What's with all the Indian players suddenly taking over Man City? Has that got to be it? Surely that's the reason. The oil money's out, the Middle Eastern money has stopped coming in, so I don't know, some Indian consortium or something is just taking over. And they're like, no, please, for the love of God, play our players. And, well, wouldn't you know what happens? They get bloody relegated. No shocker there. The Arsenal team, of course, the team that ended up winning, they have got some players still that are real-life players. Barrow there, or Barrow. This man, Florentino Luis, who's a guy I've wanted to sign for ages, but yeah, he looks alright as well. We've got still Andre Lunin, who's still pretty highly rated at 35 years of age. Fair enough, he is only a goalkeeper. They do keep their ratings pretty well. Mason Mount there, and Dicker. Reece Nelson stayed there for the entirety of the time. Who are the real high-rated players? We got a man without a t-shirt. For the love of God, mate, please put one on. 83 rated there, okay. 86 rated left back. Maybe that could potentially be I don't know, almost like a Marcelo or maybe even a Alexandro regen potentially. But yeah, there you go. That is the team. That is the Arsenal team that got it done. Again, like you're noticing, a lot of regen players. So looking at team lineups and everything, looking at actual team squads, their lists and everything, you're only going to notice a couple of players, and we're not going to have info for everybody. So what I have gone ahead and done is taken a look at all and scouted a couple of the big name young wonder kids in career mode at the beginning, and pretty much just looked at where they are now, keeping in mind, look at this. Marcus Rashford is 36 years of age. He's only, 21, 22 years of age when you start career mode. Now look at him, a goddamn pensioner. Marcus Rashford is 82 overall, so it's funny how he pretty much ends up going right back to the same rating that he was, but there you go, that is life. He is a 36-year-old, 82 rated, although there are some players with good potentials and good ratings that managed to keep it quite well. Gianluigi Donnarumma is 92 overall at 35. You can imagine what a storied career he must have had. You've got Mbappe, and just shout out too, staying at the same club, unlike Rashford, who went for Juventus, or who went to Piemonte Calcio. You got Donnarumma that stayed, Mbappe that has stayed. He's 92, 35 years of age, very impressive for an outfielder. So he must have got to an insane level. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he jumped ship from Liverpool going to PSG at 83 overall. You've got OR going to Barcelona. Jadon Sancho is 90 rated. He went to Salford City. What? Okay, that is absolutely nuts. Salford City are not in the Premier League or anything like that, alright? Salford City are just a League One team. That is crazy. I don't know if anything's topping that. What other weird signings might we potentially run into? Matthias de Ligt went to Barcelona, 92 overall at 34. Very impressive. Kai Havertz went to Valencia. João Felix is still at Atletico Madrid. And okay, we've just beaten Jadon Sancho by a mile. What is this? Phil Foden, 87 rated. That's not the thing that's got me, crazy or anything. Central Coast Mariners. This is an Australian team. These are the same guys that tried to get Usain Bolt playing for them. I know. All right. I can't see it. Jadon Sancho going to a League One team, even if it's an English team and he's an English talent, when he's older, he's still 90 rated and could still easily be getting games at much bigger clubs, at much bigger teams, in much bigger leagues. But this is another level. Phil Foden, 34 years of age, 87 rated. You've surely at that rating, you've got to be able to get at least a somewhat better team. It is, I know 34 is about the age that most players would probably just phone it in and be like, all right, I'm packing up. But what sort of money would the Australian game have today to bring an 87 rated player in, a star like Phil Foden, and playing for the Mariners? That is nuts. That is absolute insanity. That is quite possibly the craziest transfer I think I've ever seen. Sancho to Salford, a League One team, 90 rated player. That is mental, but this just takes the cake. Let's just swap now and take a look at just overall ratings. I want to see the highest rated players. I did do a fair bit of scouting, and there was one guy that I saw that is just insane. We have a 98 rated Spanish left back, Alexander Lozano. Okay, let me get Vizuete. We'll get it, whatever. I'm done. I'm gonna break my brain trying to say this name. He's 98 rated. He's 6'6". Are you serious? My videos have been getting a bit demonetized lately, so I'm trying to keep the swearing down. I'm sorry. Don't blame me. Blame YouTube. But he has 96 athleticism, 90 pretty much everything except for mentality and shooting. And just greens across the board. He's got to work on the attacking positioning though, son. That's pretty poor. But aside from all that, he's going okay in other areas. Unbelievable. And he's 24 at this age, at this stage as well. Okay. That's maybe one of the highest rated regions I've ever seen by a good margin. And what's he doing playing for Everton that finished like mid-table in the Premier League and have not by any means shot up to like sort of somewhat contenders? Pretty clear to see who this is. This is the Cristiano Ronaldo region. We can tell because he's striker, Portuguese. That also is a left winger. And there you go. 94 overall. We have got him playing for Southampton. And the Lionel Messi region, who's right below him, 5 years younger, very interestingly enough. But yeah, he's a right winger, centre forward and striker with only 2-star weak footed, 2-star skill moves. Man, that sucks. But either way, he's still obviously gone to Granada, which is interesting. I'm starting to think if he's only 24 and maybe has only been around for like 6-7 seasons or so, or probably more than that, he must have started at Granada and just never went or whatever, for whatever reason. Maybe we can take a look at some of the big name transfers that have happened. Like, I don't know, these are all probably going to end up being regen players once again. But we should be able to get bios on these guys. Like here, we've got an Italian 90 rated going from SPAL or whoever to Barcelona. Someone from Parma going to Leipzig, and he's 88 rated. So the Italians are starting to churn him out. Bloody oath they are. They've got the same. You've got one team here, SPAL or whatever they're called, SPAL, that have just generated $250 million in just 2 transfers. They've got 2 100 million plus transfers. That is insane. Although it says, that's mental. Looks like they splashed a bit of that cash as well, getting a Newcastle United player in, a striker. God, I'd wish Newcastle had an 86 rated player in their team right now. That's like glory days back there. Oh my God, they actually had 2. They had 2 86 rated strikers and we sold them both. Good to see Mike Ashley still in charge of Newcastle United after 15 years as well. And yeah, a few others. You got Bordeaux there, they say it. You got Lee, Tonali, who recently went, even though he is 87 rated again, going for barely anything. Florentino going to Arsenal. Jonathan David going to Liverpool again. I did a simulation. You may have seen this. This video may or may not have come out. I'm hoping it has, otherwise I'm going to spoil it. If it hasn't come out, then cut right here. If you're still watching me talk about it, then it's come out. Basically, this guy, Jonathan David, the Canadian, went to Liverpool, won a Ballon d'Or with Liverpool. A guy I did not even expect to get close to ever pop up and win that award. But no, he's gone to Atletico. And yeah, just a bunch of absolute insanity. Let's recap. We've got Man City relegated and finishing bottom of the Premier League. We have Jadon Sancho going to Salford and Phil Foden going to goddamn Central Coast Mariners to play in Australia when he's 87 rated. Sure, when he drops off and gets to like mid to high 70s, I can understand it. Retire, take the money. But not at 87, no way. We had a 98 rated player pop up playing for bloody Everton. That is crazy as well. Man, career mode just goes off the rails after 15 seasons. Imagine if we could go for another 15. Imagine 30 years in the future. Oh, and because I forgot to see it as well, the Champions League too. So we had Bayer Leverkusen winning the Champions League as well, and not for the first time. And how about this? Bayern Munich were in the Europa League. And so Bayern Munich win the Europa League, Germans do the double. But how crazy is it that you've got Bayern Munich winning a European title and Leverkusen winning the European title, but it's Leverkusen winning the Champions League and Bayern Munich winning the Europa League? That's mental. Like I said, or I was saying, it goes off the rails completely. I'd love for this to go another 15 years and just see how unbelievably messed up it gets. That would be beautiful. But there is the end of career mode in FIFA 20. But yeah, that'll do it. That absolute madness is now coming to an end. Thank you so much for watching this one. Until the next FIFA 20 career mode video, my name is MasterBucks. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.